Hey everybody, this is Erik Halterman of RotoWire.com here with some fantasy baseball waiver wire pickups. This video is targeted towards people in shallower leagues. I'm using players owned in less than 50% of ESPN leagues as a proxy for that, but if you play in deeper leagues, there could well be some of these guys out there too. We'll start things off with the most exciting name, and that's Mariners righty Logan Gilbert. He was a 14th overall pick back in 2018. Is rated as a 55 future value by both Fangraphs and MLB.com, which suggests mid-rotation upside. And he's really dominated the minors, striking out 31.5% of opposing batters while walking just 6.1%. That's good for a 2.12 ERA and a whip under 1. So everything in the track record here is excellent. I think he's worth taking at least a flyer on in basically every league. Another young guy who hasn't debuted yet, but who you'll have to grab now if you want him, is Rays shortstop Wander Franco. He's super exciting because he has a true 80 grade hit tool. Not many guys can get even close to that. He's a career .333 hitter in the minors, striking out just 7.4% of the time. And he has a full package too. He's not just a guy who's a slap hitter. He may not show a ton of power right away because he's still just 20, but the fact that he's so young and is hitting everything makes him even more exciting. He may not show a ton of power right away. He's still just 20. That should come eventually, but the fact that he's been so young for his level throughout the minor leagues makes his numbers even more impressive. In 6 games at AAA this season, he's got 949 OPS, already has a pair of homers. The Rays haven't said exactly when he's coming up, but their shortstop right now, Willy Adames, is not anything too special. He's got an OPS of 546. And the Rays are looking to compete, and the deadline for stealing a year of service time from Franco is already passed. So there's little reason for them to wait much longer. I think if you wait a week, somebody else is already going to get him, so I would be on him now. Another young middle infielder who has debuted already but is worth taking a look at is Dodgers second baseman Gavin Lux. He was a huge prospect a few years ago, top 5, maybe even top 2. He's received sporadic playing time over the last 3 years, OPS of 627 in just 69 games spread over 3 seasons. Hasn't really ever gotten the chance to get into a rhythm, but he seems to be getting into a rhythm over his last 9 games, and where he's hitting .343, has an OPS of 836. He's a guy who should eventually hit for contact and power, and he's showing the first signs of that now, and again, so young and such high potential that I think if he's been dropped anywhere or wasn't drafted, I think it's time to take a flyer on him. Moving back to the mound, we've got the Pirates' JT Brubaker. He debuted last year, 9 starts and 2 relief appearances. His .494 ERA was nothing special, but he was average or above average in all 3 of strikeout rate, ground ball rate, and walk rate, so really no weaknesses for him. And he's taken strides forward in all 3 of those areas this season. His strikeout rate has jumped from 23.4% to 25.5%. His walk rate has fallen from 8.3% to 5.6%. His ground ball rate has taken a big jump from 46.7% up to 53.8%. So he's a guy who had no weaknesses but no strong strengths last year. Now he seems to be above average across the board. Pitching for the Pirates does hurt his chances of getting wins, but that park is great for pitchers, and so is that division. So he's somebody who should be very much a stable option at the back of a fantasy rotation.